Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. Well, a yearly Spokane tradition on halt for the last 2 years is officially back. The Lilac Festival Torchlight Parade returns to the streets of Spokane tomorrow night. But actually, the festivities really kick off tonight. There is a gala being emceed by our very own Mark Hanrahan. He is live at the DoubleTree right now to tell us more about all the fun stuff going on and why this really is such a big deal. Hi, Mark.
Hey, good evening to you, Whitney. My goodness, I'm kind of nervous when you just presented emceeing the event. Man, that's a lot of stress. But yeah, we're here inside the DoubleTree Hotel. It's all set up, the ballroom behind me, for the President's Dinner and Gala tonight. Am I saying that correctly? All right, it gets underway just after 6 o'clock tonight. You mentioned it, though. It's kind of the event that kicks off the festivities this weekend for the Lilac Festival, which culminates with that parade tomorrow night. The theme of this year's event, by the way, is Our Town. So again, you mentioned it, but the Lilac Festival culminates tomorrow night with the 84th Annual Armed Forces Torchlight Parade. The festivities, though, get underway tonight with the Lilac Festival Gala here at the DoubleTree. It's all about empowering young women and honoring our military members past and present. At tonight's gala, the Lilac Festival Queen and Princesses will be introduced and honored. These are certainly bright young women who have excelled in the classroom and the community. All right, joining me now to talk more about tonight is Jasmine Davis with the Lilac Festival. This has been on hold for the past 2 years. What's it feel like to have it back in person?
It's amazing. It's kind of a little surreal. It doesn't feel like it's been 2 years. It feels like we were just here. And it's so nice to be able to welcome back our community with such an amazing event that helps raise money for our scholarship program for the Royal Court. And just be back and set off the weekend great.
You know quite a bit about this because you were a Lilac Festival princess, I think in 2012 you mentioned, right?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
So for the young women who are being honored tonight, what makes this a big deal?
The gala and the festival in general is such a big deal because they're learning so much. Like, yes, they're going to be up on the parade tomorrow and they're going to wave to you and they're going to smile, but they're learning so much community skills, leadership skills, and just how to blossom in the real world. And that's what all of this helps them do.
I was reading a bit about their backgrounds, the Queen and the Princesses, and they're quite impressive. I mean, these are smart ladies.
Yeah, they're all honors in their schools. They all have really high GPAs. A lot of them are valedictorians involved in many of their clubs and leadership roles. So they're really just icons for our senior class this year.
All right, Jasmine Davis, appreciate your time. Let's talk more about that Torchlight Parade that kicks off again tomorrow at 7:45 at night. It starts at the corner of Spokane Falls Boulevard and Washington and then weaves through downtown Spokane before ending on Spokane Boulevard at Post Street. So right around Riverfront Park right there. And people should expect several road closures during that parade time. Again, it gets underway at 7:45 in the evening. Now, this year, there's actually a record number of floats, I am told. There are 21 floats this year. In 2019, when they had it the last time before COVID forced us to close it down, there were just 12 floats, and organizers are hoping thousands of people will show up for the parade. And Whitney, I'm not sure if Jeremy can hear me right now, but if he can, no pressure, bud. A lot of folks counting on some good weather.
I know, no pressure at all. I hope he is feeling at least a little bit of pressure because lots of people counting on him so that we can enjoy the Torchlight Parade. Mark, thank you very much. And we'll get to Jeremy here in just a moment. But today is May 20th, which means we are officially now 1 day away from hitting that record for the latest ever first 70-degree day, by Mark, in a calendar year. So the last time it was this late actually was May 21st of 1896. The other top three latest also all in the 1800s. More recently, the latest Spokane had to wait was May 11th. That was in 2011, which is the fourth latest record. But on all of that note, let's go straight outside to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo, who's in the rain, it looks like. So obviously, we're talking about breaking records. Do you think that we're going to break that record? And then how much longer do we have to wait for it to really start becoming more like the summer weather we're waiting for?
Wow.
That's a lot, I know.
That's
Sorry.
a lot. For starters, I do think we wind up pretty dry through the parade tomorrow. Despite a little bit of rain coming down right now and rain coming down tomorrow, I think we will dry out, and there's a reason why. We'll get to that in the full forecast, but for now, we sit comfortably at 56 degrees here in Spokane. Not too terribly bad, but it's still about 12 degrees shy of where we should be this time of year. Snow up in the mountain passes, so it sure doesn't feel like May. Isn't climate change a wonderful thing? It just kind of messes with our entire weather pattern. Currently, we sit in the mid to upper 50s across much of the inland Northwest, 45 in Sandpoint. Anywhere you see this blue, that is temperatures in the 30s. It's that kind of chilly. By this afternoon, we're looking at temps right about where they are, but as Whitney mentioned, when it comes to those 70-degree days, well, we don't have them in the forecast just yet. In fact, it takes a few more days for us to get there. Even this weekend, as temperatures take a climb, we're still far from it. Tomorrow, looking at temperatures in the 60s and some scattered showers across the region. But get this, as that sun starts to go down tomorrow night, we lose the diurnal heating, and that should help those showers calm down. And then Sunday, things clear out and we get up near 70, but maybe not quite there.
All right, Jeremy, we'll just keep waiting. Thank you. We are tracking a major update now to a case that we covered extensively. In 2016, the Spokane County Medical Examiner ruled that a Spokane Valley woman's death was accidental. Brenda Thurman's husband claimed he was cleaning his gun when it went off, hitting her in the chest, killing her. The former Lincoln County deputy, Dwayne Thurman, her husband, was charged with first-degree manslaughter. But the jury then returned a special verdict, finding him guilty of second-degree manslaughter. And now, 6 years later, the medical examiner now says that Brenda's death was a homicide. And the office is requesting the Department of Health make that official change on her death certificate. So KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is joining us now live here in the studio to explain what all of this means for this case. Hi, Amanda.
Yeah, Whitney, in order for the medical examiner to review the manner of death a second time, it has to be at the request of law enforcement or family. Well, Brenda Thurman's daughter, Gabby Coriette, told me that she made the request after learning Spokane County had a new medical examiner, and she hoped this would produce a second opinion. Now, Gabby and her family have always believed that Dwayne Thurman intentionally killed her mother. The medical examiner determined yesterday that Brenda's manner of death would be better classified as homicide on her death certificate. And as we mentioned, they have submitted a request to the Department of Health to make this official change. Now, Gabby would not go on camera with me, but she did tell me on the phone that she feels validated by the new medical examiner's determination. Now, she and her brother worked closely with a private investigator by the name of Ted Pulver on her mother's death. Ted told me today the evidence he discovered led him to also believe that Brenda's death was not accidental.
It's good that the new medical examiner took a new look at this case, and maybe there will be some justice for one, maybe two families in this matter, and that'll benefit the entire community.
Now, Spokane County Prosecutor Larry Haskell told me changing the manner of death will not have any impact on the case. He says double jeopardy prevents any further legal action here. So Dwayne Thurman was actually sentenced to 5 years for second-degree manslaughter. And according to the Washington Department of Corrections, he was released from prison on April 12th this year for work release. Now, I received the copy of the medical examiner's letter to Brenda's daughter, and it explains what led to changing the manner of death from accidental to homicide. I'll be sharing those details tonight at 5. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. Spokane Valley police are searching for 2 people following an attack that took place last night at an apartment complex. Police were called to those apartments where they say the victim lived. It was around 6. Now, 2 men entered his apartment apparently to get some belongings from inside. Police say when the victim went to grab those items, one of the other men started attacking him, hitting him in the head with some kind of tool. Police say it was possibly a hammer.
He looked pretty hurt. The neighbor just said, hey, there's somebody really hurt on the back of the ambulance, and it was just a miracle. The ambulance is right there.
Now, the victim was taken to the hospital. It is unknown what their current condition is. Police did search the area for the attacker, but so far have made no arrests. Well, the driver in a serious car crash that shut down operations at the Yakima Airport has now died from their injuries. That driver was traveling extremely fast, according to authorities, believed by police to be impaired when they collided with power boxes for the airport as well as the control tower. Certain flights, including cargo flights and private planes, have been able to take off and land. However, commercial flights relying on weather information coming from that damaged equipment, those are still not operating. Kootenai County voters were out of step with the rest of the state when it comes to the top Republican races in Tuesday's election. We're digging into the numbers up next.